new year, new beginnings, and new games. And in this regard, I'm particularly lucky today because I have not just a prototype of a beautiful brand new game on the table, but I also have his author right next to me. Hi, this is Kati from Játékrakész or Play Right Away, and my guest today is Alpha Diallo with his new game, which is called The Influence is Power. Hi,
Yes,
Alpha.
exactly. Hello, and I'm very happy to be here, and thank you for the opportunity.
We're so happy to have you.
Thank you.
So please tell us something about the game. Tell us a little summary, if you can summarize the game a little bit. What is it about?
Okay, so thematically, we can say it's the game is set in a hypothetical setup in the early 20th century somewhere, but in a hypothetical world. And the setup is that there was an old kingdom. This kingdom was really ruthless and very wrong, bad with people. And there was an uprising. There were 10 individuals who led this uprising. These are the playable characters of the game. And the uprising was successful. And therefore a new empire was formed, a new basis. And but there should be a ruler for this new empire. And the game is looking for this ruler in this regard. And in the setup, all the players are a leader of different provinces and try to impress the High Council, which is currently the leader council of this new empire. And basically they compete to become the supreme ruler of this new empire, and the winner will be crowned in this fashion, the new ruler. So that's basically thematically the...
Oh, I see. I mean, like, it's really impressive, and it's kind of like unusual, unique theme of the game. Did you take any inspiration in any actual historical events or situations?
So basically we can say that I am most like a design or mechanic first type of
Oriented
person.
Okay.
So therefore I was not putting that much emphasis on the theme. So basically first I came up with the idea how the game will work, and I try to imagine some kind of setup with respect to theme which can work together with this type of mechanics I came into the mind. So therefore it wasn't any historical inspiration in a sense, but I felt like that this topic is matching with the mechanics I use during the game.
Yeah, nevertheless, the topic make it really interesting. So I think it was a mechanics first, and you know, like the somehow like the we call it like the bushes, like we then covered it in the story. Great. Well, this is your debutation in game
I hope
design.
it will be a debutation.
First, but not last. So what made you where the idea came from that you want to design a board game?
So basically I really like playing board games at all type of board games. I'm really fan of these.
We spoke about some favorites or something what we are looking forward for the interview.
Yes. So that was the starting point. And then I saw online a course, board game designer course. It was organized by Zoltán Győri and Mind Clash Games. And basically it was like, why shouldn't I participate? I was always interested that how a game comes to life. And I participated there, and it was obligatory in this course to make a project of your own.
Oh, I see.
And then I came up with the idea, and I continued, because when you start, so I think the beginning is the very difficult, or for me it was very difficult how to start, how this whole what are the publishers and what is Kickstarter and how they so what are your opportunities. So this was difficult for me. And when I have sufficient knowledge about that and started designing the prototype and things like that, then it was just natural to continue. So it's really fun, I think so.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's absolutely.
If anyone is thinking about starting to design a board game, it's a really good free time opportunity.
Yeah, and I think that usually they are like they are so long in business. They are great inspiration. Did you get all the questions on your what the pitfalls? Did you get answers to all your questions?
Yeah, basically say yes. So it was a really helpful course in this sense. And the most important aspect of this course was that I started the design of the game, and when I started it you cannot stop. You always think about that yeah, it's not working that good, we should change and change. It's not working again, let's change it again. So it's like a loop in this. I think it's never finished, or I don't know when people feels that yeah, this is ready and now I completed my game.
You cannot finish, you can just
but
stop
at some point you need to say that yeah, I finished it.
It's ready.
Yeah,
you ready. Can say it's ready. You spoke about the game mechanics, so I was curious actually, like how was the process of creating the game mechanics? Did you say like, okay, I like this and this and this component and I would like to implement it, or how was the process of the creation?
Yeah, so I had some basic ideas which I wanted to stack to. So like the first one was, which was a beginning point for me, that most of the games, modern Euro games, are based on victory points. And it's okay, it's perfectly fine mechanism, or I don't know whether it's a mechanism or not, but perfectly fine kind of solution. But I was thinking about that it very much limits the game in some senses, and I wanted to create with respect something. Of course you cannot create entirely new, but something which is not as usual in this aspect. So therefore I introduced that there will be victory conditions, like sudden death type of victory conditions in the game. The second aspect which came to my mind in the early design phase, that I really like event cards in the games, when just something happens and everything changes, and it's very interesting. But of course I played some games, not all, but in many games it works like this, that you flip the card, it happens, and then everybody forgets about it, and then the next one comes, and so on. And I wanted to integrate this type of event cards more into the game, and therefore this came to my mind, that we try to integrate it in a way that players can spend resources on buying these type of event cards, and that the event cards not just occur once, but they have a long-lasting effect. So that was the second main idea, and basically as a last step of the core mechanic, I combined these two together. So basically I integrated the victory conditions within this special event card deck as well, and players now can buy these cards, and basically that sets the winning conditions and also acts as event cards throughout the game. So that was the main loop, and of course there were other side mechanisms introduced into the game, but these are more like supplements. So this was the very basic core mechanism which I tried to implement somehow, and of course there were adjustments later.
Yes, and actually there are not too many like this push or like type of components in your game, right? I really enjoyed because I had a chance to play your game with one of your, how to say, showcasing event,
Yes.
like when we were showing the game, and so I enjoyed the horse betting, the horse racing. So if you don't know, like if you don't know what to do, you bet on a horse. But I think what you were speaking about, like maybe, so you went into a tactical game, so you wanted a tactical game which is basically the players have to react on each other's actions. So maybe if you like to speak a little bit about it, like because it's a tactical game, it's not really a strategical game, right? So
yes, you're absolutely right. So we can say it's really tactical in this sense. I think the main difference is that in strategic games you plan ahead for several rounds and you execute this planning basically. So the competition there is how well you can plan, and of course there are some adjustments. So every game is a mix of a tactical and a strategical game, but a more strategical game, this planning aspect is the stronger. in my game, I wanted to create something which is relatively more complex. So like complexity score of 3.5 approximately in a BGG score, but still tactical, because generally I think in board games, if it's more complex, it's usually tend to be a strategic game, and if it's less complex, it's tend to be more tactical game. And I wanted to create something which is, because I really like
to
this.
flip the scales a little bit.
Yes,
Yes.
which is a relatively more complex or more heavier game. It's not super heavy, but like mid heavy.
It is more complex. Yeah,
Yes, more complex, we can say.
You can say.
But still this adjustment aspect, so acclimatization and
Absolutely.
is stronger, not this long-term planning.
Absolutely, you can. If I could remember, you can actually even disable like this. How you say this sudden death cards, like
Yes.
this. You can actually make it disable from the game, and so it's really, you have to be like reactive to playing. Okay. What are your plans at this moment? Like now you have a prototype, you have a English prototype, you have a Hungarian prototype.
Yes.
And I even saw that you came to the tabletop simulator.
Not yet. It's a plan, but
plan?
I started to put together a tabletop simulator prototype as well. But I'm really unexperienced in that platform, because for me board game was always like playing on the table. I never played a game in a tabletop simulator, and now I need to somehow put it. But fortunately, I have some help in this. I try to manage it somehow, but it's a really long process, because for me it's a totally new platform. But yet currently I have a physical prototype in English and Hungarian language as well. So my main aim basically is to look for a publisher to publish the game. I'm really open to Hungarian or foreign publishers as well. So I will start to pitch the game to publishers. So this is one of my most important goals. But I always feel that there are some enhancement of the game are still necessary, so some upgrade. And so basically when we play these tests, there are always some minor things which looks like it's not working that good. So there is still some adjustment present.
That will be my next question. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No.
I just jumped ahead.
That's good. You are right in the middle. Yeah, so my next question exactly would be like how big changes you still plan into the game. Like, do you think that the rules are more or less ready, or you still are not happy with it 100%?
Yes, I'm never happy with
okay,
it.
Are you happy with it 80%?
Yeah, 80% I'm happy
right,
with it.
Okay.
So no big rule changes are planned, unless I identify some major concern through development. So basically the plan is that no big rule changes will occur. So I want to start pitching, no major changes planned, but there are also some areas which probably need some improvement. Oh, I moved. My biggest problem with the game is because there is tactical elements and reacting, luck necessarily plays some role in the game, but I want to have a game where luck is controlled in some sense, so the players have opportunity to react to positive or negative events by chance, and it's really a challenge. So I think the game improved a lot in this sense. So in the very early playtest, there were many cases when someone just won the game and it wasn't even expected, or he or she wasn't even close.
I remember that.
Yeah. But I try to minimize this aspect, so to have like a more controlled luck in the game.
It surprised me even. I mean, like, yeah. So maybe I wanted to ask you about, like, there will be 31st of January. There will be this International Game Designers or Inventors Convention.
Yes.
Do you plan to take it out?
Yes, of course.
Nuremberg, I don't know. Nuremberg.
Yeah. So I'm planning to cover there. It's basically a convention for board game designers and publishers. So basically, it's a meetup opportunity for them to match and for designers to pitch their ideas. So hopefully, I will find some publishers who are really interested in the game, and we will see. I don't know yet because it will come in 2 weeks.
Wish you best luck.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, because I mean, like how I remember how we played, it was really like the game have the potential to suck you in, like to really get you involved. So I wish the game like a great start and just a great flight afterward.
Hope it will occur, but of course it's still a very long way, so it's difficult to tell how. So with a publisher,
when it will come on the tables, no?
Yes.
When it will really come to the tables.
Because for a publisher, it's always an option to, for example, the publisher doesn't like the theme, and then it will be sub games about submarines. I just said something, or major mechanic changes through the development process. So it's not sure that the game will look like as it is now when it hits the table, but my aim is to hit the table at some point, and of course, I would like to keep the main mechanisms intact, so this main idea, but of course the side and supplementing mechanics can or may change a lot during the development process with the publisher.
Well, I hope the topic will stay because it's really like it's a nice unique thing, I think, that because there are games about everything basically already, so it's hard to bring up something which is really new. But I think that you quite managed to hit a spot. All right. Well, I thank you for this. I thank you that we could have you at our board game table.
Thank you
and
very
that you
much
can
for the
present your
opportunity.
game. And influence is power. I wish the game all the best. That it will really soon hit our tables and as soon as possible, and find a great publisher which you can agree on the terms. And
yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. And if the viewers are interested in the game, we have a public Facebook page. It's called Influence is Power, so you can find it on the internet, and you can follow the development of the game.
And we possibly didn't say it yet, but we are going to make like a summary introduction video also of the game at the stage how it is now. So hopefully it will be not about submarines after all. So that will also come soon on our channel.
Thank you for that.
Okay. Thank you, Alpha.
Thank you.
Best luck.